What up, tribe? How you guys doing? Sorry about that. Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday to everyone. Happy Saturday. Hey, you guys coming in. Honey, listen. I woke up this morning. I was minding my business. I promise y'all, I was minding my business and I was scrolling. I was scrolling through my timeline, which is what I do. Y'all know I get up in the morning and I scroll. And I came across this video and it said, Legion's interview. And I said, is this a real interview or is this like clickbait? Like, is this just somebody doing a reaction? Is this somebody just doing commentary? Or did somebody actually interview this dude? Well, lo and behold, it is an actual interview of Legion, aka Jerome. Now I've linked in the description box, I have put the link to the channel that did the video. It is the channel is Simply Wavy. I put the link in the description box. It's Simply Wavy. I don't know what's this light. Child, this light. Me and this light have been ever since I got the microphone stand. I've had to move where the light was, and it just seems like it's not close enough anymore. I don't know. Seems like it's not light enough. I don't know. Okay, but anyway, growing pains, child, growing pains. Anyway, okay. So we're gonna go through. Y'all know this is a reaction video. So anybody that is stumbling across this video, let me put the disclaimer in now. This is a reaction video. We are here to discuss what Legion, aka Jerome, said. If you would like to hear the video in its entirety, the link is in the description box where you can find the video. You can go to Simply Wavy's YouTube channel, and the interview was there. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes long. Okay, so I just need y'all to know that I gave y'all 2 hours and 40 minutes of my Saturday morning. Okay. Oh, so let's get into the things of the things of the things. What up, Jay Wilson? I see you in here. I see you in here. Child, 2 hours and 39 minutes. But I guess, shoot, it took her 2.5 hours to tell the story. So I guess it takes him. Anyway. Y'all see all these notes? I need y'all to know. Y'all see all this? These are my notes. So let's just jump right into it. What I'm going to say is this. You know how sometimes you hear somebody's story and you know it's always three sides of the story. It's my side, it's your side, and then it's the truth somewhere in the middle. Y'all, we can't even start this story on common ground. Now, Risa Tisa started off telling the story, and she said me and Legion met on a dating app. She said they were on Facebook dating, and they were on, I think, one. I don't even want to make up one, but she said, remember, she said he was on 2 different dating apps. And I even said when I did my review, what disclaimer I need to put up. I even said on my video, Hinge. Okay, thank you. In my first video, I even said, well, that's not uncommon. I mean, if you're dating, I know people who are on multiple dating sites. If they're really serious about trying to find somebody or really get out here and date, that is not uncommon. Child, Legion can't even make up the truth about that. Well, one of them lying. Let me just say that. One of them lying. Legion said that they did not meet on a dating app. Legion said he was down to the Cheesecake Factory after work for happy hour. He said him and his coworkers used to go down to the Cheesecake Factory for happy hour. And he met Risa Tisa there. They exchanged phone numbers and they agreed to go out on a date a week later. And they were going out on a date down to the Cheesecake Factory. And that is when her tire blew out and that whole situation happened. I said, well, damn, if we can't even start off on common ground, I don't know how we gonna come together. We can't even agree on how the hell we met. I said, well, okay then. All right. I mean, all right, fine. You know. He said that he said that studio apartment was his Monday through Friday house. He said he had a house where he met Risa Tisa. He said he had a house out in Lawrenceville, which is like outside of Atlanta. He said that the commute was going to be like a 2-hour commute. So he rented a studio apartment for Monday through Friday. He said a lot of his coworkers did the same thing because the commute was just so much. So he said that apartment that she came to, that was not, he had a house. And he said that he bought that house at an auction for like $100 and something thousand, and the house was worth $200 and something thousand. This is what I'm gonna say about that. Because I tried to listen with an open mind. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. For about the first 30 to 45 minutes, I was going, well, I mean, maybe. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to listen with an open mind. So for like the first 30 to 45 minutes, I was like, okay, maybe. Oh, I can see my moderators now. Oh, you know, on StreamYard, you could I used to not be able to take, I couldn't see who had a wrench. I don't know when they updated that. I just noticed it. Hey, little baby. I just noticed it, but I knew who my mods were, so I could tell who I knew who my mods were, but this is the first time I noticed it. Maybe child, whoever got StreamYard, maybe they'd already updated and I just missed it. But here's what I'm gonna say about that. Y'all know I'm a critical thinker. Y'all know I just do common sense type thinking. So my question is this. Risa Tisa gave us a 50-part series on this situation, and probably about 20 parts of the 50 parts, maybe even 25 parts. Hey, Bama girl, maybe even 25 parts of this 50-part series. She talked about that damn house. At no point in time, none at all, did she ever mention that this man had any other place to live. None. And I understand if people are going to be like, well, she was just trying to make him look bad or she was lying on him. But at no point in time did she ever mention it. I said, okay. All right, then. So then when he was talking about, now, this how you can see, this how you be telling that people trying to, in my opinion, you be trying to tell when people trying to get their lie together. He said, well, she lived here, and my house was in Lawrenceville, and my job was in where was it? The Duluth area. So how you ain't know where you was working? How you did not know where you was working when you was working so far away that you had to pay rent at a whole studio apartment, but you couldn't remember you worked in Duluth? Now here comes another really big lie, y'all. And again, somebody lying. Now this one, I definitely believe Risa Tisa version of this story. He said they did not quarantine together. He said that is a lie. He said they met, they started dating, and when the quarantine came around, she was working from home, but he still had to go to work every day. So he didn't want to run the risk of getting her sick. So he did not quarantine with her. He said that they went 5.5 months without even seeing each other, that they only saw each other on the Zoom and FaceTime. Another round, are you going to Dallas for the Ready to Love? Child, no. I'm not even watching Ready to Love. I'm not even reviewing Ready to Love no more. I just don't care. I'm trying to care, but I don't. But no, ma'am. I'm not going. Now we're gonna come back around to them not quarantining together when we get to the baby. But let me go in the order of my notes because I don't want to lose myself. Okay. He said that he never talked to her about his finances, but she shared her finances with him. He said that she knew Auntie Didi, we gonna get to the pregnancy, baby. We gonna get there. Just let me go in order, because you see I got all these notes. I don't want to get mixed up, okay? Because you know that was the first question I asked too. But we gonna get there. So he said that he knew that, he said that as far as like the car was concerned, he said that Nissan Rogue, it had 250,000 miles on it. Her interest rate was sky high. She was paying 3 times what the car was worth. She had student loan debt, and that he knew all her debt and finances. But he didn't know, but she didn't know nothing about his money. And he said if anywhere, that's where he made his mistake, was that he never really shared his finances with her. Yeah. He said the reason why they were going to put the house in his name and everything in his name is because her credit was so bad. And that is the reason why everything was going to be in his name for the new house. Now, let me say this. This is what I'm going to say about this car situation. Risa Tisa girl. Now, I don't know if he's telling the truth about that car, okay? But Risa Tisa, let me say this. Ma'am, if you are ever in a situation where you still have a car note, and I'm saying this to the whole tribe, anybody, if you are in a situation where you are still paying a car note on a car that has 250,000 miles on it, I need you to reevaluate your finances. And I'm not saying that to be arrogant in any way, shape, or form. Do you know how long it takes to clock 250,000 miles on a car? I have been known to drive my cars until they just don't move. And I mean, literally don't move no more. Okay. I have had well over 100,000 miles on 2 cars. And I know where I went in those cars. Okay. I went to Florida twice. I went to Boston. I went to New York a couple of times. Y'all know I used to go to North Carolina like it won't shit. My brother was alive and lived in Philadelphia. I used to drive to Philadelphia like it won't shit. Let me explain something to y'all. Even with me doing all of that, I never got to 250,000 miles on that car. And I promise you that I had stopped paying a car note on that car years, not months, not weeks, years before I got a new car. If you are ever, and I'm saying that to anybody, Risa Tisa, I don't know if that's true or not, girl. But if you ever, anybody, you find yourself and you still got a car note, I mean, you still paying somebody once a month for a car that has over 250,000 miles on it. I don't give a damn what the interest rate is. I don't care about none of that. If it take you that long, I need you to reevaluate your finances. Now, I don't believe him. I don't believe that. But I'm just telling you, if it's ever true, I need you to reevaluate some things. I'm just telling y'all. I'm moving on. I'm gonna move on. Now, he never addressed the BMW stuff. He never addressed the Ultima. He just said, well, she did get a car, right? Didn't I get her a car? She got a car, right? Okay, well, to be clear, she did get a car. But he never, at least not in the interview. Now, again, I told y'all it was 2.5 hours, so if I missed it, my bad. But I didn't hear him specifically address having her go down to the BMW dealership and having her wait on a car that he knew wasn't going to get delivered. Like, I didn't hear him address those specifically. But whatever. Oh shoot, there's a typo here. It says offered to love his house. Maybe it was offered to leave. Oh, he offered to leave his house because when they would get this talk about getting married, they would, we should get a house together, yada yada yada. He said he never went to the bank to get approved for no loan. He said there was never any financial documents. There was never any loan documents because he never went to the bank to get approved on no loan. He said there were never any offers on a bunch of houses. He said there were never any bunches on offers on a bunch of houses because he never put no offers. He said he has a realtor that he's been working with for years. Them other people, Scott and all these other people, he said those were people that she called. He said she would see a house that she liked and she would call. He said he never told her to look at no houses for no $700,000. Now let me say this. Let me put a pin in that real quick, and then we're gonna come back into it. The link is in the description box. It's a YouTube channel where he did an interview. Let me say this. Let me say this, y'all. I'm listening. Let me just finish going through it. No, because I know I might forget. I feel like Legion. I feel like, and y'all know I did skip through some of them parts, so I don't know if she actually showed any of her receipts. But I feel like if her version of the story is true, then she could provide certain receipts. Now, I ain't saying she telling the truth. I don't know who telling the truth at this point. But it seems to me like she would be able to provide receipts. KK said no realtor or car salesman has come forward. Well, she did say the realtor's name, and she did do a video. Hey Dre, thank you for being a member. Sounds like a scheme set up by Todd to come to us with the bullshit. Okay. It seems to me though, she did do one of those videos. I remember which part, y'all, because listen, I can't remember at this point. But one of those videos, she did specifically talk about the realtor. And she said that person actually saved her a lot. And she talked specifically about this particular realtor and what that realtor did to help her understand how she was being lied to about this house situation. So it just sounded to me like she's been providing. Okay, Char says she did provide receipts. That's what I'm saying. Y'all know I skipped through some of them parts. Y'all know I did, so I'm just telling y'all the truth. Y'all know I did. All right, let's keep going through these notes, honey. Said he wanted to help. Okay. Said he didn't want to go over $340,000. He said I already said this, never showed any proof of funds, never put an offer in. He said she was doing it all on her own. Now let's get to the brother situation. The one thing I found to be interesting was that every time it came up about his brother that he claimed he was talking to every day on the phone, or when we get to the niece's the shoes that he allegedly bought for the niece, come to find out every time that came up, well, those weren't his real brothers. Those were like his best friends, people who had been his brothers for years. I mean, people who are like brothers to him that he never said, like, but my thing is, how did she not know the difference? How did she, if this is your wife, at one point in time, y'all were married, that was your wife. How did she not know the difference? How did she not know that you were talking to your best friend versus your brother? And now he kept saying, well, they're my brothers. I mean, they're like my brothers. They're my brothers. But my thing is this. Look, we all got them people in our life. We all have the blood brother, blood sister. I mean, unless you're only child. And we all have the best friend that's like a brother, like a sister. Anybody that I've ever dated know the difference. They know my sister's name. They know my best friend's name. So if I mention, oh, I'm on the phone with so-and-so, they know who it is. You were telling that woman you was on the phone with Chris. Chris is your brother. I'm only saying people's names because they just said these people's names. But then he said that he was on the phone with Raul, and Raul is like his best friend, like a brother. And he was like, well, they never liked Risa. Well, he called her by her real name, Teresa. Well, they never liked Teresa. So what that got to do with you telling her who you really on the phone with? It seems to me like, why would, if they didn't like her, but she didn't have a problem with them, why would you be lying to her about who you talking to on the phone? Like, it just doesn't make sense. The oldest brother has Risa's back and said the captain. Yeah, I saw the video. Oh, Char. I don't believe none of this. Listen, like I said, for like the first 30 minutes, I was listening and I was like, I mean, but when he started getting into all of this, then I was like, okay, because this, see, listen, no, you got it, boo. You got it, Char. You good. I'm very much a person, and if anybody who's new here, I'm telling you, I'm very much, if it don't make sense, it ain't true kind of person. When you start talking about shit and it don't make sense and it don't compute my brain, I just can't believe it. So when he started talking about, well, everybody, instead of every time it was a brother or a sister came up, all of a sudden it wasn't a real brother and it wasn't a real sister, but you were calling these people by your brother and your sister. Like, come on, make it make sense. Later on, I know I said I wasn't gonna jump around, but let me just say this too. Later on, when they brought up the niece, and allegedly he was, when they went to the store and they bought the shoes for the niece at the store, um um the interviewer, because what I like about the way the interviewer did it, the interviewer showed splices of Risa Tisa's videos, and then you could tell he was asking questions about those incidents. So he played the video where Risa Tisa talked about being at the store buying the shoes for the niece, and when he asked, when she was on the phone with the family member, and the family member was like, well, what did he say about my daughter? And she was like, well, I wasn't going to tell him that. They said, I'm sorry, the brother, when she asked the brother about the niece, Egypt, and he was like, he's never met my daughter. Like, that's not my daughter's name. And he's never, and then he was like, well, that was my friend. And she lived in, I want to say, he said she lived in somewhere else, Arkansas, St. Louis, Louisiana, somewhere, not Atlanta. He was like, so she was like a sister to me. That was like a sister to me. So her daughter was my niece. But again, why would your wife not know the difference? If you and your wife are in the store shopping for clothing for your niece's birthday, how does your wife not know the difference? How does your wife not know, oh, we're shopping for his best friend's daughter versus his brother's daughter? Come on now. Make it make sense. Yeah, he got a girlfriend and child. She in the background helping him answer questions. All right, let's get into this. Okay, let me get back to my notes. I'm sorry. Let me get back to my notes. He said he never had a knee injury. So all of that about the knee hurting and the knee injury, he said he never had a knee injury. He said he never had a knee injury until he hurt his knee in the car accident, which we'll get to the car accident later. He said he did play college ball and he did play arena football. But now I knew this was a lie when she said it the first time. He making it seem like he made so much money playing arena football. Y'all, arena football don't pay shit. Arena football don't pay shit. He made it seem like, oh, I played arena football and then I did that for a couple of years and then I went and, I just went and got me a regular job. But allegedly, he got these offshore accounts that got so much money in it. Like, he made so much money. Listen, I Googled it. Now, I know this came from the Google machine, but just for the purposes of this conversation, I went and Googled it. The annual salary for an arena football player at the top of the league, meaning you are one of the marquee players of the arena football league, is $64,000. That is arena football. It's arena. It's football play. How bougie is a football? It's like amateur football. That's at the top. If you're somewhere in the mid-range, it's 41,000. If it's somewhere in the below mid-range, it's 39,000, and then the minimum wage in the league is $27,000. Even if, sir, even not adult pop water, even if, sir, you what's up, Star? Hey, boo. Even if you were at the top, the tippity tip top, toppity top tip, you were making 65. I'm gonna round it up. Let's just make it 70,000. Sir, $70,000 a year does not an offshore account make. And what I mean by that is, I mean, anybody can open up an offshore account, but there's no need to. What? There's no need to open up no offshore account with 70,000. Just saying. I know. I'm just saying. Now, he didn't say I took that money and I invested it well. He just made it seem like he had so much money off of playing arena football. Child, moving on. I just thought I'd bring that to y'all. So then the interviewer asked about why she could not verify that he went to San Diego State. The one thing I'm going to say is this man had an answer for everything. He had to think about it other than where he worked. He had to think about where he worked. But he had to think about, baby, he just came off the dome. He just came off the dome. He was like, oh, well, you know, the college that I went to, they won't give out any information. They won't verify students because, you know, a few years ago, well, a few years before I went there, somebody called to verify a student, and that person ended up getting unalived. So they're very strict about how they give out information on alumni. Sir, so that's not how that works. First of all, you said you played football. You was on the football team, right? Can't they just verify the years that you went there and whether you was on the team those years? Now, obviously, they're not going to give out any personal information. They should never be giving out people's personal information. But you could call the alumni office and ask about an alumni that went to the school. Because, I mean, they could be verifying the information for employment purposes. You know what I mean? They could be calling to verify that you went to that school because you applied for a job and you said you went to San Diego State. Like, sir. So then this is when I was like, okay, this is when okay, Legion, if you listen to Legion, this is when I totally didn't believe anything else that came out your mouth. You had me listening for about the first 30, 45 minutes. I'm not saying I believed everything you said, but I was listening. For about the first 30, 45 minutes, I was like, well, you know, I mean, it's her word against his. I mean, I don't know. But baby, this is what did it. So if you do another interview, you're going to have to come up with a different answer for this question. Because this is when I was done. This is when I said, oh, fuck this. When the interviewer asked you, well, what about any pictures from your arena football days? Yeah, I can't even say this with a straight face. Y'all know what that man said? He said, well, they, meaning the Arena Football League, they have asked me not to share any of those pictures because people have been asking for refunds. And he doesn't want to be the cause of people not being able to make money. And so he had to sign a document saying that he would not show any pictures of when he played in the Arena Football League. That is when I said, there's nothing else you can say at this point that I'm going to believe. Because, sir, none of that makes any fucking sense. First of all, and I don't mean no disrespect to anybody who goes to watch Arena League football. I have been to an Arena League game a time or two myself. So far be it from me this is in no way or shape a disrespect to anybody who watches arena football. Don't nobody watching arena football give a flying fucadini about you or your ex-wife. If they bought a ticket to see a game, they bought a ticket to see a game. Nobody is asking for a refund because you played a season riding the bench. Your words, not mine. You said you was riding the bench. I didn't say you rode the bench because you played a season or two riding the bench 10 years ago for some damn arena football league somewhere in the world. Nobody is asking for their money back, sir. Second of all, nobody made you sign a legal document saying you wouldn't show a picture of you playing Arena Football League. You know why nobody made you sign a document saying that? Because anybody that was on the team with you could show that same fucking picture. So you need to tell me that the owner of this Arena Football League that's paying their athletes at the most $70,000 a year is really calling around to all the people, all the teammates, all the coaches, all the fans, all the cheerleaders that were ever associated with that particular Arena Football League saying, please don't show any pictures of Jerome. Here, sign this waiver saying you won't show any pictures of Jerome. Sir, you are not Patrick Mahomes. Nobody knows who you are. The only reason why anybody knows who you are is because your ex-wife did a 50-part series on fucking TikTok that went viral. I said, at this point, there's nothing else that he can say that I'm going to believe. I'm serious. Nothing. Because he was, and when I say, I want y'all to go watch the interview. And listen, y'all know how we do around here. There's 236 of y'all in the chat. If y'all go over there to Simply Wavy and y'all watch that, y'all know what to do. Y'all put it in the comments that ReallyBTV sent y'all. Y'all let the man know that I sent y'all over there. But please, I know that most people don't have 2 hours. Put it on double the speed. And that's what y'all tell me to do. Put it on double the speed. But y'all got to see how calm he is telling these stories. He did not hesitate. When the man asked him, well, do you have any pictures or anything you can show from your Arena League football days? Oh, no, because, they asked me not to talk about it. Who is the they? Did HR call you? Who, sir? Let me just keep going. He said, now here's where his timeline, some of the stuff he said, it doesn't make sense timeline-wise. Because he said that he was able to pay off his house with the money he made. And if I'm getting this wrong, people who watch the interview tell me I got it wrong. Because again, with the money he made off of playing arena football. But I thought it was the egg. It's like what came first, the egg, the chicken or the egg? Because were you able to buy the house because you made money from arena football, or was it because of arena football you were able to pay the house off? And if that's the case, how long have you owned this house down in Lawrenceville, Georgia? Where were you playing arena football? Because you went to college in San Diego, California, all the way on the other side of the country. So and when I say I got questions, I don't care for the answers. At this point, I don't care. But I'm just saying, as I'm listening, the shit wasn't making sense because the timeline wasn't making no sense. So then they brought up his criminal record. And again, y'all, when I tell you this man got an answer for everything. So they brought up the criminal record. And again, he did a really good job of showing the clip where Risa Tisa talked about it in her TikTok video. And she said, that she found out he had a criminal. Somebody called her, or she was talking to somebody, and he told her about his criminal record. And so she looked up his criminal record, and she found out that he has these charges, and one of them is impersonating a police officer. Baby, when I tell y'all this man came up with this story, he ain't even hesitate. This fool said, no, see, that was a friend of mine. I let him borrow my license, and those were his charges. He used my ID. Because remember, he had to go to jail on the weekends or something like that, like Friday through Sunday, he had to check himself into jail or something. And he was like, no, see, I would drop him off and pick him up because he couldn't leave a car there. And she said she saw the paperwork, but that was his folder because I would let him wash his clothes at my house. And she found the paperwork, but it was his paperwork, not my paperwork. Let me explain something to y'all. Again, I'm a logical thinker. So in my mind, I'm trying to make this make logical sense, right? So in my head, I'm thinking, if I allowed a friend of mine to borrow my vehicle, and that friend of mine used my ID to commit crimes, let's just walk down the road, y'all. Let's just walk down. Let's use his words. Let's listen to what he said. If I let somebody use my vehicle, and in the process of them using my vehicle, they used my ID and caught criminal charges, which included impersonating a law officer, to the point where they actually either pled guilty or were convicted of the crime, to the point where they have to check themselves into weekend jail. Forget about all the other questions y'all have, because I know y'all got real good questions. I have to ask myself, would I still be friends with this person? Is this somebody that would still be able to come over my house and wash their clothes? And he said it like it wasn't a big deal. He said it like, oh, no, that was a friend. See, sir, why are you still friends with somebody that, if I'm going to believe the story, that stole your identity and committed a felony? Let me tell y'all something. I got a cousin that tried to do that to me, and I still don't speak to that hoe. And she wasn't even successful. Well, she was kind of successful. I've told that story. I ain't got time to tell it now. But he was dead ass serious. He was like, yeah, I mean, she saw the paperwork from when he was washing his clothes. I said, hey, Abby Boo. Abby, look, on StreamYard, I can see your branch now. I can see who my moderators are on StreamYard now. I don't know when StreamYard did it, but I can see it now. Hey, Don, see, I can see my mods, y'all. I can see the blue wrenches. We're going to get to the baby in a minute, Brown Mama. Now, some of the stuff he never did address, but we're going to talk about what he did address about the baby situation, okay? Hold on a second. Sorry, y'all. Me and this nose. Thank you for becoming a member, Blondie Monique. Thank you. What I'm going to be honest, that in my opinion, they didn't address all that needed to be addressed about the baby situation. But I'll tell y'all what he said. Hold on. He said that he was not kicked out on his birthday. He said that he left her a week before. So she did not kick him out on his birthday. He said that even the whole time they were married, he was still going home on the weekends to his house in Lawrenceville. Again, I just find it very interesting that she never mentioned any of that. In the whole 500-hour series that she did, she never mentioned, at least let me say, because I did miss some stuff. I never heard her speaking about him going to his other house. I never heard her talk about him having another house. She only talked about that damn studio apartment. He said he never told her he was taking her to Paris or London. He said, oh, he only talked about taking her to Savannah. Okay, so then they brought up the phone messages of him allegedly talking to the prostitute, asking how much is it with a condom, how much is it without the condom. Remember, she brought that up. So y'all ready for this story? The link is in the description box. To where you can find the interview, the link is in the description box, CFC Riley. And I'll drop the link before it's over with. I'll put it in the chat before it's over. But right now it's in the description box. So anybody who you guys are coming in, anybody who wants to go watch the whole interview, go down to you can go to the description box. It is called Simply Wavy, is the YouTube channel, and it's the last video that they posted. Simply Wavy. It's so yeah. So with that being said, this was the story that he told about that. He said that wasn't his phone. He said that was his work phone, and all of the work phones look alike. And he accidentally picked up his coworker's phone, and his coworker had his phone, and that they're not allowed to lock the phones, which makes sense. If it's a work phone, it makes sense that you can't lock it. Okay, fine. They're not allowed to lock their phones, and so that's how she was able to get into the phone. And he said that was his coworker's phone that was talking to the prostitute. He said he even had the coworker call her and tell her it was his phone. Sir. That's why I said, what up, Shade in the city, boo? That's why I said, y'all, that is why I said this man had an answer for everything. Like, I mean, I didn't believe none of them because I told y'all after the Arena Football League lie, I was done. I was done. Now, hold on, let me stay in order. He said she was the one that cheated on him and that he caught her cheating on him and that she tried to lie and say everything was about the finances, but she was the one that cheated and she wouldn't admit that she cheated. So then the interviewer brought up the fact that she found out that he actually was a forklift driver, that he really wasn't a VP of this company. He really wasn't making all this money that he said he was making and had a company car, that he was actually a forklift operator. And the guy that was doing the interview was like, and she's got a picture of you on the forklift. Like, that really, he was like, that's a real picture, right? That's you on the forklift. That's a real picture. He said, yeah, I do that for charity work. I like doing charity work. He said, I have my forklift license. And so, you know, I do that about charity. So why would you even have your forklift license? Who just randomly goes and gets a forklift license? I mean, anybody in here just randomly got a forklift license? Is there a school you go to do that? Like, how you just randomly get a forklift license? Where they do that at? Yeah. But when y'all see it, y'all say this shit without even blinking. Like, he doesn't hesitate. He don't blink. He just goes straight into the whole. He was like, okay, listen, I do that for charity work. That's just a friend. Like the way he was like, look, that was my coworker's phone. I picked up the wrong phone. I didn't realize it till the next day. She said she sort of picked and then she said, well, I mean, that was his side chick mistress. Why was he asking his side chick how much it costs for without a condom? Who asked that side chick that? Now he got the license on Temu. Okay. He said that he left her and he did file the paperwork for the divorce, but he wasn't able to finish the divorce because he got into a car accident. Now he kept saying he moved up north. I don't know how far up north. Like, I don't know if he's still in the state of Georgia or if he lives North Carolina. Like, I don't know where he moved, but allegedly he said he moved up north. Now, what I found to be interesting was he kept saying he said that he was just done with her. He said after he caught her cheating, he left. He said he was just done with her. He was done with everything. He left. And I was like, you didn't say nothing about this house, though, that you have in Lawrenceville. He trying to have job security, girl. Forklift operator, VP for the condiment company, working at Apple. He does it all. Child, he does. He does. Okay, Shantae is not his sister, but Shantae is somebody he calls his sister. Remember, I told you, now all these people are not his real siblings. He just calls them that. Okay. He said that the cemetery story is a lie. He said he never took her to those cemetery. He never told her nothing about his parents dying. He said his parents were cremated and the brother has the ashes, and he ain't never tell her nothing about his parents dying. He said that's a lie. He said he does not have 2 social security numbers. He said that's a lie. That he didn't have no 2 social security numbers. But what I wrote in my notes was, well, if you didn't have 2 social security numbers, then your criminal record is accurate then? Because she found when she got your real social security number, she found your criminal record. So now you just told on yourself. You told on yourself, right? Because now if my logic is off, y'all tell me. But if the first social security number she had for him came up clean, then she ran his social security number when they got married, and she ran the one that was on the marriage certificate, and that's when she found the criminal charges. Then those are your charges. Those don't belong to the friend that used your driver's license. Those are your charges, right? Now, tell me if I'm wrong in the chat, because I know I didn't watch the whole series. I skipped over some stuff. But is my logic on? D. Marie said, good catch. Is my logic shade in the city? The rest of the people is my logic on for that? He should have said that, Xavier. He should have said that was his brother's, who was his actual twin. You're right. He probably would have been better off saying it was his twin. That house in Lawrenceville is in the Gwinnett County Jail. And yes, he's been staying there. You can do weekends if you were court ordered, but right. But that's what he was saying. He was saying he wasn't doing no weekends at the jail. He was going to his house in Lawrenceville. Then he said, he tried to play. Look, then he tried to play in the interviewer's face, right? He said, you can't lie on your social or on your marriage certificate. If I had put the wrong social security number on my marriage certificate, that would have came back. That's a felony. Sir, that's what she said. She said that you put a different number on your marriage certificate, which was your actual one, versus the one you gave her before, which she did the criminal background check on. Sir, stop playing with me. He said he was only guilty of hiding the money. He said he cut her off when he realized that she wasn't trying to do better with her finances. He wasn't trying to do nothing different with his finances. He said no more shoes, purses, and shopping trips. What? And then he said no more vacations. What vacations, sir? You said all you did was ever take her to Savannah. You said you ain't never tell her about going on no trips that matter of fact, he didn't even say he took her to Savannah. He said they had only talked about going to Savannah. What vacations? What shoes, what purses? If you was really trying to help this woman get her credit together, how about that is what you should have been spending your money on, saying, baby, what's your credit card bills looking like? What balances are you carrying? All right, let's pay down these credit card bills. You don't need another purse. Not if you really were trying to help her get her credit together. We don't need another purse. You don't need no new shoes. With them Let's pull your credit report. See, that's my love language, okay? Listen, the shoes and the purses was when I was young, dumb. Now that I'm older, that's my love language, baby. What's the balance on your credit card? Let me pay your credit card off. That's my love language these days, okay? I don't need no more shoes. I can buy my own shoes. I don't need you to buy me no purses. But if you want to pay down this Amex bill, baby, I can, listen, we can go, I got the app right here on my phone, okay? You can go on the Cash App that balance on over to me. I pay it right now. That's my love language. So if you was really trying to help this woman get her credit together, that is what you needed to do. But anyway, moving on. I already told y'all about the shoes, about the girl in Egypt and the shoes. Now, at first he said that the lady, his friend, that he called us, that Shantae was really his best friend, not his sister, and she's the one that had the daughter Egypt. But then he said somehow they lived in like Arkansas or something. But now he said that that Egypt has graduated from high school and she just graduated from Duluth High School. Ain't that in Georgia? Duluth is in Georgia, right? Okay. He said that he never got a promotion. Okay, now this is the only thing they addressed about the baby. He said that the whole story about the reason why he couldn't come with her to the hospital to have the DNC because he got this new promotion. He said that was a lie. He said he never got no promotion on the job. He said that he was leaving that job. He said, because by that time, and this is again, here's where you getting yourself in trouble, because he said, because by that time I was pretty much done with her at that point. I was ready to leave Georgia. I was ready to leave her. I was ready to leave that job. So I was leaving that job. So no, it was never a promotion. I was leaving that job. But sir, when she got pregnant, y'all wasn't even married yet. Am I right? Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all tell me when she got pregnant, because she said that was part of the reason why she went on and married that man, because she didn't want to be married, an unwed mother. Isn't that what she said? So how could it be that you were leaving that job because you was about done with her and you was about done with the relationship when she was having the DNC and y'all wasn't even married when she got pregnant? I'm just saying. Okay, y'all saying that I'm right. Okay, hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry, y'all. I gotta go get some tissue. Hold on. Then he said that the reason why he never really got vested into the whole baby is because the baby won't his. He said the baby won't his. He said that the baby belonged to the woman she was cheating with. I mean, the man that she was cheating him on, or cheating on him with. And that when they first went to the doctor and the doctor told her she was pregnant and how far along she was, that he knew that the baby won't his. And he said he ain't called her out in front of the doctor. He waited until they was in the car, but he brought it to her attention that the baby, because he said, going back to what he said about the pandemic, that they hadn't even seen each other for 5.5 months because they did not quarantine together. Because remember, for those of you that came in late, the man said she lied about them quarantining together. Remember, he said that they did not quarantine together. So when they went to the doctor and found out how far along she was, that the baby couldn't have been his because they wasn't even spending time together, much less being intimate. So I guess that's why he wasn't pressed about the DNC or nothing else, because he said that baby won't his. But again, I say, that is before y'all got married. So why would you marry her if she got pregnant by a whole man that wasn't you? Why would you marry her? Why would you stay in this relationship? You say the woman don't know how to spend her money, her credit bad, her finances isn't good, and now you saying that she cheated on you, and not only did she cheat on you, she cheated on you and got pregnant, but all of this happened before y'all even got married. I'm almost done with my notes. Let's get through it, child. If I had to listen to it, y'all gonna listen to these notes. Okay. What about the house? They were not married at the time. Says she admitted to him that the baby wasn't his. Okay, I'm going through. Says she was home. Okay. So then he said the story about the ex-boyfriend coming past the house. He said, no, that's not the guy that she allegedly was cheating with. That was the ex-boyfriend. The ex-boyfriend came over there looking for his Xbox. And he said when he called her at work and was like, yeah, old boy said he here looking for his Xbox. And he said that she was like, F his Xbox, I sold it. I took it to the pawn shop. Now, let me tell you what this fool said he did. He said that he had a conversation with the ex-boyfriend and he seemed like a cool dude. And he said that he ended up buying the ex-boyfriend a new Xbox. Ain't that theft? It ain't theft. If he left the house and he left the Xbox there, it ain't theft. No, he left it. He abandoned his property. It's not theft. But baby, why would you buy the ex-boyfriend a Xbox? Why would you even do that? Like, sometimes it just like that don't even make no sense. Why would you even do that? So then the interviewer asked him about the ex-girlfriend Toya. He said Toya got a drug problem. It's not funny. It's not funny. But he said Toya family cool. The family cool, but Toya got a drug problem, and he praying for her. Now, Risa Tisa said at one point that she was actually recording his phone calls after they got to a certain point in their relationship. So my thing is, sir, don't make this lady unleash. Don't make this lady unleash her receipts. I really want her to walk away. I'm gonna be honest. At this point, I believe her, and I believe that she has enough evidence to support a lot of what she's saying. But at this point, just leave this man, because he's just. He said that she's been reaching out to him, trying to get back with him using fake Facebook pages, reaching out to him on WhatsApp. Now, at the beginning of this interview, he said he did not watch the series. He said that people told him what she said and that he got the cliff notes. But then later on, he said him and his new girlfriend sat there and watched the whole series together and laughed about it. He said that then he started talking about his childhood. Now, again, at the beginning of the interview, he talked about how the two best friends, the two play brothers, are the reason why he finished college, that they encouraged him and they helped him, even though he said he didn't have a lot of support at home. He said his family didn't support him. His parents didn't have the money. He said he started college late because his parents didn't have the money to send him to college. But then he said that his parents made sure his parents made sure they always, he said we didn't have a lot of money, but they made sure we always had what we needed, even down to him saying that when all of the kids graduated from high school, they graduated with a car. So now he didn't say it was a brand new car. He just said a car. So you were able to get a car for high school graduation, but they didn't care about you going to college. Then he said that his mother went back to school, got a college degree, and became a teacher or a nurse or something. And he said that his dad worked, 2 or 3 jobs or whatever. And he said even when they were younger, his dad always made sure they had the newest. They always had the newest, whatever. He said the new Jordans came out. He said that their father would take them to go get the Jordans before school. They would be late to school when the new Jordans came out because he wanted to make sure they had the newest Jordans. Right. His daddy paid for him to be a private citizen. Right. Right. He said he was never diagnosed with any mental issues, and that's a lie. He said none of those TikTok videos. He said he never been to Netflix. He said that he never been to Netflix. He said there's no Tubi video, movie, or none of that. He said all of that's a lie. He said that video that they have of him saying he on his way to Netflix and he been filming. He said that that's an old video, a company that he was working for. Netflix was using the land and he was there. Sound like he was security. Sound like he. Now that story I do believe, because if you look at those videos, first of all, those videos were posted before. I mean, those were before Risa Tisa even started doing her series. Plus, you can see that his weight is different. You can see in those videos that his weight is different. So I do believe that that's an old video. But what I like is that he was a security guard, because he made it sound special. Talking about some, well, my boss, the Netflix was using the land that we, some land at my old job that they owned. They were using it to film, and they asked me to just stay there and just keep a lookout. And I mean, I was just there for like 12 hours a day for like, 16, 17 days. He said most of the time I just played Xbox. Sir, you were security. Like nobody just asked you to just sit here and keep an eye on Netflix. Sir, you were security. And there's nothing wrong with being security, but that's what you were. The company you worked for had you working security while Netflix was using whatever that land was to film. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I believe that that's probably the closest to a true story he told the whole 2-hour interview. I do believe that's probably an old video. Only because everybody had picked up on the timeline being wrong. And if you look at him, his weight is different. His weight is different. He's still friends with her father, that her father is a cool dude, but the mother ain't right. He said that Risa Tisa and the mama are not cool. And that the mama is off. He feels like all of this is just a money grab. Sir, she did not make up this story about you knowing that it was going to go viral, thinking it was going to make her some money. Like, I don't think that was but okay. He said he just want everybody to leave him alone, leave his family alone, stop calling him, stop calling the family, stop calling his child. Why he say that his phone ringing all hours of the night? How they get your phone number, sir? Like, it's not like back in the day where you could just look it up in the yellow pages. How they get your phone number? Now, somebody said, I read in the comments, that's pretty much my notes. The last like 30 minutes, he's really just rambling, to be honest with you. Like, you could really skip the last 30 minutes. But because he's really just rambling about leave his family alone and leave this. Like, he's really rambling. But somebody said, did the interview oppress him? I don't believe the interview oppressed him, because I don't think the interviewer could. And what I mean by that is, he mentioned a couple of times that multiple people have reached out to him for interviews, which of course I believe. I'm sure everybody and their cousin tried to get an interview with him. He said, but he chose this particular platform because he felt like they were legit and that they were going to be fair. And so I believe, and I don't know this to be a fact, and Simply Wavy, don't get me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the person who did the interview probably agreed to certain things. And so I think that, and you could tell that the video was edited. So there may have been things that were, because at one point he got on a whole different shirt. So you could tell that the video, what's up, St. James? You could tell that the video was edited, or that this was done in multiple sessions. Because towards the end of the interview, he's got on a totally different shirt than at the beginning. So I think that he probably had to agree to certain things for this interview. Maybe he wasn't supposed to ask certain questions, or maybe he refused to answer certain questions. I don't know. But from what I could tell, they didn't dig too deep into the baby situation, which I thought that was interesting. That, again, the baby situation wasn't really, I mean, other than him saying it wasn't his baby. They didn't really get too much into, like I said, the BMW. His whole thing was, but she got a car, right? She got a car, right? They didn't nitpick every single story that he allegedly told Reesa Teesa. However, it was enough of the story that I was like, bruh, you know what I mean? Y'all, I'm gonna put the link in the chat to the video so you guys can go check it out yourself. But I did put the link. Once again, the link is in the description box. The link is in the description box, but I'm gonna put it in. Hold on. But the name of the channel is Simply Wavy. I think it's Wavy. Simply Wavy. And the name of the video is Interview with Legion addressing Reesa Teesa, who's lying. And I'm going to drop the link in the chat now. And again, you guys go over there, let them know Really B sent you, give them a click in the view, leave a comment. He reminds me of the Catch Me If You Can video movie. Child, listen, I'm going to be honest. Like I said, if I were Reesa Teesa, I feel like if I were Reesa Teesa, I would just be done with it. However, there's a part of me that feels like Reesa Teesa needs to sit down with all her receipts and just go through all her receipts. Now, I know she's shown some of the receipts, but honestly, he's getting off on this, and it's clear that he's lying. I ain't saying that everything coming out his mouth was a lie, but I'm saying a lot of what he said I believe to be a lie. Okay. Always Purple said, if you have a forklift license, it's probably because he was on parole and they offered a free class. Child. But yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all, after he gave that explanation about the Arena League, him not being able to, like, sir, you are not a secret agent. Like, the fact that you were like, yeah, no, they asked me not to show no pictures of me in the Arena League. Boy, what? Like, you didn't win the Super Bowl? People asking for their money back. For what? Clearly it's something. I don't know if he was ever diagnosed or not, but there's clearly some sort of disorder this man's walking around with. But anyway, child. All right, y'all. Let me get ready to get out of here. I have excuse me. Lord, I gotta get rid of this lingering. You know how you have a cold and it just be lingering. It's just like I feel a lot better than I did, but it is just lingering. When am I doing my traders review? I don't know. I think Abby and Kiss My Cheeks are doing it tonight, but I'm not gonna. I won't be home. I got some, like, when I leave out the house today, I probably won't be back until later on tonight. So I don't know, but we can talk about it though, but I don't know when I'm gonna do it. Because I'm literally walking out the door in about it was 1:30. Yeah, I'm probably walking out the door in about an hour. You have a cough that won't go away. Yeah, I I don't know. Anyway. All right, you guys. Please hit that like button on your way out the doors. 257 of you guys here. I hope I have at least 200 likes. If you are new here, please hit the subscribe button. We do this kind of thing all the time, child. We be breaking stories. El Teddy will be going live for Silly Saturday in about 9 minutes. Okay, so y'all meet me over there. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick, like a 10-minute members only video, real quick, really quick, like members only video. Okay, I will talk to y'all later. Mwah. Peace.